Hello everyone, welcome to GwPro Trading. It's Michael here, and in today we're going to be looking at market overview. We're going to be looking at market overview for the trading period of 23rd of January to the 28th of January, and we're going to be counting. I'm going to be counting the wave with you guys, also sharing with you points of entries and also point of exit, what I'm going to be looking to do over the week. I'm also going to be sharing with you the Elliot wave count, because I trade the Elliot wave count, as you guys know. So I'm going to be counting the waves on those currencies which I'm going to be looking at to trade in the next trading week. Alright, so first and foremost, we want to start with also the economic calendar, what we have for the economic calendar for the next trading week. And we see that we have no news on Monday and also on Tuesday, so we have a blank space in between here. And we also have it that on Wednesday we have the CAD monetary policy report, and we also have it that on the same time we also have Bank of Canada rate statements. Okay, we're going to also have the overnight rate, and during this time we're going to understand that we're going to be having more volatility for CAD during this period, and that could also be a very big game changer for the CAD. Okay, so on Wednesday we're also going to be seeing the FOMC statements, and we're going to also have the federal fund rate statements coming in from that also at the same time, 8 p.m. and we're going to be having, just along with that, we're going to be having the FOMC press conference. We're going to be seeing what directions the FOMC is going to point us to. Alright, so we're going to be looking at that, and that's the only major news for the week. Okay, so otherwise, okay, on Thursday we also have the advanced GDP coming in from US. Okay, so we also have the advanced GDP, and we're also going to be looking at some other minor news, which is the core durable goods. We also have the unemployment claims, and also coming in on Friday we're going to be having the Swiss franc, also KOF economic barometer. Okay, so that's more of the news we have, and in during these times we're going to be understanding that we're going to be having lots of volatility during this period on those currency pairs or those currencies that we have those red news. Okay, so let's just start. As always, I'm going to be starting with the DXY and also share with you also what I think with the DXY and what is also happening. First, I want to just go over to a monthly time frame. All right, so we want to start this analysis on a different time frame. Okay, so we're going to start with a monthly time frame. And one of the things I could say from a monthly time frame is, if I look at the monthly time frame, I can actually identify that whatever pattern that happened here, all right, whatever pattern that happened here that created this break to the upside. Okay, if you look at this structure, let me just go ahead and zoom in a little bit. All right, so for those of you that understand what a flat pattern looks like, okay, so this is definitely what a flat pattern looks like, and this is what it is. Okay, so if we look at this closely, we can then identify, let me just go shape this a little bit. We identify that the extreme right around here was stacked in this move here. All right, so that is the very first thing we want to see with the flag. If you're having the B wave not going into the price territory of the zero wave that created the A leg, you can have something, say, a little bit just maybe shallow. Then you know that possibly you should, or you would be working out some sort of zigzag or an ABC. Okay, that is more deeper. Okay, so we can have probably provided the B wave doesn't go into price territory or the extreme of wave zero that created the A right here, we can as well understand that we could be working out a corrective wave. Okay, so we look at a very flat pattern. Okay, for the upside we could work in something that we could be having a C leg, just maybe down here if we did have something like that. Okay, so we could having a C leg down, maybe just into this territory before the next bridge opportunity can present itself. But in this situation we had a flat pattern that also complete perfectly all the criteria. Okay, so 1 to some Fibonacci extension was stacked nicely, and that also was completed, and we also had it that price did move to the downside, invalidating this zone. Okay, so I just want to put up something I want to point out to you guys with this. That's why I'm just going back in time to show you with this one, right? Okay, so price moved back down, invalidating this point. Definitely what we have here is now our new extreme. Okay, so we have a new extreme right around here, and what we could be working on is a possible A right around here, which is the start of the next A leg. Looking at this one here, we see that the next B here was somewhere inside of this territory. We have the extreme right around here, and what we're looking at to see is price didn't break to this point right here. So what I'm going to be looking at, I'm not going to be looking at the flat pattern, rather I'm going to be looking at price to continue to downside. Okay, so whatever pullback that is going to happen inside of this territory here, I see as a pullback. Okay, and I will see it as that. Okay, so I'm going to be looking for opportunities to sell right inside of all these territories here. Whatever I present to sell, I'm going to be selling majorly when DXY fails up here and then start going down. I'm going to start selling majorly to the downside. Okay, so that's one of the things I'm going to be doing on a multi-time frame, but on a smaller time frame, we could also be looking at the possibility of price still continuing to make some further uprises. Okay, so I'm going ahead on the weekly. We can see that we are on a bullish trend. Okay, so we have not yet crossed over. So one of the things I'm going to be doing here, I'm going to put up a structure here such as this one here, and this is going to also help in the analysis which we're going to be looking at in the next few months. Okay, so this is okay. Let me just go ahead and take out this line. Why are you here? Okay, so probably I'll just leave it there. All right, so in the next few months or in the next few days, I'm going to be looking at this very closely. Okay, so once we have price, let me just go ahead and take out the middle line. Okay, so once we have price break through this point, okay, and then break previous structure here and then continue upside, then that's the best time to continue writing whatever it is to inside of this structure. Okay, so it's all the possibility. Okay, but we could also have it that price could also fail one more time here and then slide down in a hurry, clearing this path right here, okay, up to this point right here before we can have a very fast bounce. Okay, so I'm going to be looking at that closely with you guys and also share with you also in the group. And we've seen that we've come up with an analysis here. So possibly if we did complete the ABC wave structure right around here, let's go ahead and put that here. So probably supposedly if we did complete the ABC corrective wave right around here in an uptrend, then we could also be seeing the start of a new wave to the upside. So one of the things I'm going to be pointing out to do is that I'm not going to be looking at bearish momentum. I'm going to be looking at the possibility that we could be working out an upside that would attempt to clear this structure here. So what I'm going to be looking at, I'm going to be backing it up. I'm going to be backing up with analysis to continue upside. So I'm going to be looking at more upside momentum for DXY and also the USD. Okay, so let's just go over to the chart and then let's see in the chart what we have and the possibility of what we could also do also in the week. All right, so looking at also USDCHF, we spoke about USDCHF last week, and when we had price trading inside of this zone here. Okay, so I pointed out that I don't want to be involved in any kind of trade for USDCHF at the moment. Once price is still inside of this territory, I don't want to take any trade for now. We had price move in a corrective fashion, dropped one more time down. Possibly we could have another bounce up here to be a triple bottom. That's really not my concern, but my concern is with this one is here that I had a wave 1, wave 2, what could have possibly wave 3, and we had it that price failed to maintain that momentum there and slide to the downside. So whatever is happening here was a pullback that we should have got it on a short trade, and we failed to do so because we didn't have much confirmation of that or more clarity on where the market is going to. So I'm not going to be looking at buying right here. What I'm going to be looking at some confirmations, something that could give me a bit of confirmation that I could be ready to make some sell trade. So possibly we could be looking at some sell trade maybe around here, but that's not really my concern. I don't want to be taking USDCHF at the moment. I just want to avoid it. Okay, let's look at also USDJPY, what we did last week. USDJPY, we did take into some long positions. All right, I'm just go ahead and clear this zone. Okay, so we did take some long positions around the 113,800. This is what we took in a long trade, and once price moved up, I pointed out that everyone should shift the stop loss into break even 20 pips. Okay, so we were stopped out of the trade and we're still back plus 20 pips. Okay, so that was way to go. Okay, I always pointed out to students that you don't want the market to take back from you what it has given. All right, the market doesn't take from you, you give to the market. So you give into the market. Sometimes we could have a good direction of trade, okay, so but our entry could be wrong. Okay, so we give it back to the market and the market takes from us. Okay, so probably market doesn't really take force it, right? You just give it to the market and the market just takes it, okay, because you gave it to it. Okay, let's look at EURUSD. EURUSD, there is a lot of things about EURUSD. I feel I don't want to take any short trade for now, neither but looking at the setup right here, I can't also take a long trade. And I think I really would want to see some clarities. Okay, so I really want to see some clarities. Possibly if we could have a bounce maybe inside of this territory one more time right here, could also be a very good opportunity to look for the next buying opportunities if price would reject the structure one more time. Okay, so it could be a nice opportunity because there is so much momentum right here. There is so much momentum right here, and this I could have attempted to look at this as an A, just maybe an ABC down with maybe a retest, and then C territory right here. I can look at this as A, B, C up. Okay, so it could also fit the bill, so ABC for a corrective wave, but it looks so odd. It looks so odd for an ABC in such format for a corrective wave. Alright, I pointed out to you guys that market can actually do anything it wants to do without giving prior notice to you and without asking your permission to do so. So I think a lot of things is also happening here, and also a lot of things are in play. So I would wait. I will continue to wait for this one. I'll continue to wait because more of last week Wednesday we had price tradings more of in a channel last week Wednesday, and well, that did really surprise me a lot. Okay, so that did surprise me a lot. Okay, so we had price trading more of in a channel such as that one on Wednesday. We had price clear the zone. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to have to wait for a little bit of confirmation, right? Because this was the extreme right there. And if price could also break that extreme there, I think it could also signal some bullish opportunities or some buying momentums coming into the market. So I don't want to I don't just like this. Okay, I don't just like the way it is being positioned at the moment. So I can't recommend anything right now. Just look at GBPUSD. There is more bearishness for GBPUSD than bullishness. Okay, so one of the things I could also identify that there's more bearishness at the moment than bullishness at the moment. And also one of the things I could also identify is this, that remember guys, I did plan to see price into this territory so I could look for some short opportunities. Okay, so this could also be a pullback. That could also be possible, so I do not know. So it could also be a pullback, and it's best you guys should see more confirmations. Okay, so possibly we could also see that we could wait for a long time and price doesn't tag those territories which we want to see price move into. So it could be a lot of issues. Okay, well, I think possibly, right, I can just possibly we have a new sort of wave right here. Let's just see. Okay, all right, so let's just see where we are. I think we are more of in a downtrend at the moment. Okay, so we can just as well continue the trend down. So we're in a downtrend. I think sometime until price changes its direction. Okay, so we're in a downtrend. Lower boundaries right here. So I don't know. I can't recommend anything for now. That's why I'm not going to be looking to take some buy positions or selling positions in a hurry. Okay, so let's look at another one here, USDCAD. For USDCAD, I think this was also a nice territory here, which I was looking for a bounce. If you go back to the last 2 weeks video, I pointed out this bounce that once price could clear this zone, it's going to bounce in here. Okay, so let me just point it out that what this zone is. This zone is actually the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement of this swing right here. So swing low to swing high, this is 61.8 territories right around here. So it's also a nice territories for a bounce. Okay, so such territories was also important for GBPUSD, and it bounced nicely and then continued upside. Okay, so also what I'm going to be pointing out to you that we had a possibility of a failed flat structure right here, so price drop down. So possibly a retest of this environment here can also be important for the next slide to the downside. That could also be possible. So I don't really know what the market intends to do at the moment. So until I find more clarity, I'm only gonna have to wait. Okay, so let's look at also NZDUSD. For NZDUSD to clear this range, I think I think it's done. Okay, I would point it out. I think it's done. I think it's done for price to clear that range. I think it's done for NZDUSD. It's done. It's done. Okay, so it was a retest of the territories here, AB. Okay, so we had ABC right here, and it's done. Okay, so you need to understand that whenever you find patterns such as this one here failing, you had possible would have been a possible A, possible B. We had price drop. Okay, so going below 127 Fibonacci extension right around here, so possibly you want to wait for some sort of craziness here, and this was it. Okay, so this was it, and we had price that moved to downside. Guys, take a look at this setup right here. I'm going to share also with you this same setup also on EURAUD. Okay, also AUDUSD. I think we're complete with AUDUSD, and I think the next direction is going to be the downside. Okay, I think we are done with a flat pattern right here. It's completed the flat pattern, so we can say that we have a A, we have a B right here, we have a C right here, we have a D right here, we have an E up there. Okay, so possibly what I'm going to be looking at is I'm going to be looking at any more weakness. We can also have it that price could also bounce one more time, create some sort of structure there before then the next drop. So whatever I'm going to be waiting for is going to be some selling opportunities inside of this territories to look for sales, and that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. Let's look at gold. I pointed out last week that if gold would break this structure here, gold would be ready for the next future upside. Overall, I'm not still okay with where we have gold, because we have 1869 territory as also a very strong resistance. Until gold can break this structure here, I wouldn't recommend that anyone longs gold. Okay, so it could also continue upside. We do not know, but it could also prove to be a corrective wave, such as that we could be having an A ending structure right here, fits in for an A, and we could also have it that price could also create a B right here, and then possibly a C right here. So we do not know. It's also a possibility. We just have to stay glued to the market and then see what the market has to offer. Okay, so next we look at the USD Mexican peso. The USD Mexican peso, guys, I pointed out to you guys that I want to see price. Okay, so we've gone 3 weeks since we looked at that. Okay, so I want to see price back into some cool territories, such as the 2009 territories. Okay, so if I'm looking at this one right here, I would point it out to you guys that this is more of a corrective wave than impulsive wave. We don't want to be seeing impulsive wave trades such right in a channel such as this one. Okay, so this is a corrective wave. Possibly if we want to see an impulsive wave, we could also, one of the things that could turn a corrective wave into an impulsive wave is wave move of equal weight. If you have A, B, C, D, possibly we can have price drop, continue upside to complete E, then we look at selling opportunities. Okay, so I look at selling opportunities. Possibly we can have price drop into some territories such as this one, maybe 61.8 Fibonacci retracement of this lows to this high right here, and that could also be that we will have next one continue upside. Those are one of the most powerful moves I always look at in the market. Okay, and we look at also USDZAR. USDZAR did correct the whole of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then dropped to downside. That was also phenomenal, as we wanted to see price then continue downward into completing the pattern. Okay, so guys, remember guys, I wanted to see price trade into this zone before I can look for next bullish opportunity. So overall, I'm going to have to wait bearish. Okay, so I just want to sit there and do nothing. Let's look at also Euro related pace, and I'm going to share with you also some of those moves which I'm looking at also in the market. I just want to quickly wrap this up because I don't want this session to go that lengthy. Okay, so let's just look at another example right here. Remember guys what we spoke about on NZDUSD, right? So this is expected to be a flat pattern. We have price move to the upside, drop back one more time. Okay, so this if you look at this one right here, I think this fits the bill for a flat pattern, because if you look at here, well, I think it's gone. It fits. Okay, so it could as well fit the bill because we have 1618 Fibonacci extension of this swing A to B right around here. Let's go ahead. Let me just go ahead and put that B right there. Okay. Okay, so we have possible A to B. What's going on, guys? Okay, so we have possible A to B right there, and we have this extension just possibly around, not just tagging this 161 Fibonacci extension as we wanted to see. So this could also fit into a flat, and then we could have the next one continue to upside. But I think that once price hits these territories here, there could also be some selling momentums coming into, you know. I pointed out to you before now that this structure that we're looking at the moment is this structure here on a monthly time frame is a territory that price needs to validate. Okay, so we look at flat pattern. So price can also create a C and then create a B somewhere around here, because this fits well for that pullback. We're looking at the next run to the upside to create an E. So it's a whole lot of territories that we could see different kind of price actions around. Okay, understand that when we are in the key environment, we see different kinds of price actions around those environments, and that's always one of the things that large players or the smart money do in order to trick retail traders into making the wrong decisions at key environments. Okay, you should be ready to give yourself some bit of wiggle room in order to be able to give yourself or your trade some freedom to exercise those moves. Okay, so we have this was the extreme previously, so we could also be looking at this extreme again for the next. Okay, so we looked at that. Okay, so we look at a couple of things, and I think there is more bearishness in this one than bullishness, only that we possibly want to wait for setup to complete. Okay, so once setup completes, that would be the best time to look for selling opportunities. Okay, so I'm just gonna have to wait. Possibly here, I'm gonna have to wait that this could also be a validation, a lower close on a daily time frame below the structure here could also signal a very strong selling momentum right around here. All right, so with that, we move over to the stock market to see what we have also with the NASDAQ, S&P, and then let's share some ideas as well and also count the waves with you guys. Okay, I'm going to be looking at also NASDAQ. All right, let's go ahead and look at NASDAQ right here. Last week with NASDAQ, I pointed out that I don't know what to do with NASDAQ. Okay, I don't know what to do with NASDAQ, and I wasn't ready to make any trade decision with NASDAQ as well. Okay, so I just had to avoid. Let's look at S&P. All right, so look at S&P. S&P, we did have a slide on S&P, and last week I didn't know what to do with, so I had to avoid it. Okay, I had to avoid it completely, and this was also how it played out. All right, so we have that also slide to downside. We also have the Nikkei also sliding down as well to close the week. For Nikkei right here, Nikkei have more possibilities for downside than upside. Okay, so one of the things I'm going to show you that Nikkei did correct inside here. We have price. Okay, possibly we had price test one more time. I think in Nikkei it's going down. Possibly a pullback could also send Nikkei down, possibly to complete maybe an ABC structure. Okay, so I don't know, it's going to be, and it's a whole lot of possibility that we could see different kind of price actions around key environments there. Let's look at Dow Jones. Okay, so Dow Jones also, we had a very major slide over the last day of the week. For last week, we also had Dow Jones slide to downside. Technically, I don't really have a setup here or reason to call it trade. I just want to avoid this one and then let it be for what it is. Okay, so see you next time. Subscribe, like, and also share with friends. That's the best thank you, and it will also help in the creation of more videos such as this one. I love you.